Hey everybody, so I figured since I still have this door panel on here, let's do a quick video on taking the door panels off, getting the no draft window out, and getting the main window out here of the doors. So should be pretty much the same process on both sides. I've already got the passenger side out, so we'll do this one, just kind of show you what we have to do to get that off there. So of course we got our gear handles off, get these handles off, pop the lock button out, and then get this door panel off here. There you got 2 screws up in here. There are 2 screws. There's actually 4 screws under here. 2 that hold this piece on here, and then 2 that go up in here. So get those out and get this off. And then you got there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws along the bottom here, and up and around here they're just pins that pop out of the door. So let's start it here. Handy tool for getting these guys off. There's a little spring clip in there, so just a little tool like this. You pretty much get them at any auto parts or especially tool place that have tools. So these guys, you just basically feed it right in behind, slid in there, and then it just pops that. There's a spring right on the back there. And this guy just pops in there, as you see, just pops it right in. So, and you don't have to worry about mucking with the spring. And then always remember there's a plastic washer, usually a plastic washer in behind these, just as a, kind of fills in the hole there. Let's do this one as well. Still got to watch with that little clip, because it is kind of spring loaded a little bit. So if you can get it kind of in that sweet spot where it's just sitting on the edge there, and you can just pop it right down on, and you don't lose it. And there you go. So definitely a handy tool for the older style cars with the handles. You can kind of see in behind here actually too as well on around the window. Both window handles here, there's actually a spring back in there. It kind of helps to, I don't know if it's just for tension to keep stuff from rattling or something like that. But anyway, when you take the door panel off, you're going to see these 2 springs right in here too. So. Okay. Like I said, just 2 screws that hold the whole handle on, and then there's 2 smaller ones that hold this piece on here. So that pretty much frees up the door panel for the most part here. Okay, so once you got that handle off, then for the actual inner door handle, there's a screw right here. The screw that's on here is just a flat one. I don't think that was not the factory screw, so somebody's definitely been into it. But just pull this screw, pop that guy off there. That's pretty much it. That. And what I do, what I've always been doing is when I take stuff off like this, and I got a bunch of small parts for one, in this case the door panel, I will actually put all the screws, handles and everything into Ziploc bags, mark it left door and whatever, and definitely helps to keep stuff together. But now that we got that, now we should be able to just pop the pins on the front and back here. Just pops off. I said, you just got to keep in mind those springs back in behind there. There. There we go. There's our door panel. And so there's just something else to keep track of. The spring for the window handles are definitely different. So just keep note of that. And then this is your factory paper inside that keeps out moisture, keeps out splashing and water and whatever and that. And usually, if you're careful, you can save it. It's just held on with this gummy stuff. I think it's either, I forget what they call it. It's something like, I think they call it like gum gum or something like that. Anyway, it's just, all it does, it just sits on there just to keep that paper on the door. So as long as you're careful, you can usually get this off without ripping the paper. There's this other tape that they had for when they were putting these cars together that they used to help put the paper on there, I guess, during the time it's going along the assembly line, but it just crumbles and disintegrates here, so just gotta score it a little bit along the edge and it'll come through. See where moisture over the years, this paper just kind of keeps it from getting into the door panel. I forget there's a specific name for this paper. I can't remember it now. I think they call it moisture paper or something like that. Lay that out of the way. I know some guys, I think they replace it with something else, and that, so you don't necessarily have to save the old stuff. There's definitely better products out there these days that you can use. Part of the cleanup process later, so now I'm here. Now I'm gonna get my Ziploc bag and put all these bits in. Mark it for this door. Okay. So next, now we're digging into. We get main window and the no draft window out. Bits here and there, just to, so again, this is factory stuff. It's like, I don't know if this was electrical tape or what it was, but anyway, just go all apart there. So what I've been doing is, so I know where the door or where the windows are going to go back in. I've been just taking a bit of primer paint, self-etching primer, and all I'm doing is I'm just spraying the bolt holes where they are, so where they are in the adjusting holes there. And so I'll just spray a little bit in there on every last one on the door, and then basically I know where all the adjustments need to go back into to hopefully put it back where it was and have everything fit. Alright, so basically what we're looking at for bolts here, so the no draft window has to come out. first in order to be out of it, because it has to be right out of the way in order to shimmy the window out. So for the no draft window, there's one little screw here for a bracket. There's one here, one here, one here, and that is the main ones. These 3 bolts here are for the regulator for it. There's one bolt right back in here that you have to take out because you can't, the no draft window won't come out with the regulator, so you got to kind of unbolt the regulator, disconnect it, and then you should be able to shimmy this out of here. There's this bolt here and this bolt here. They actually have an in and out adjustment to them, and so that's the other thing that I did on the other side. I kind of sprayed. You can just get into where you can see where they're adjusted at. So if you spray a little bit of, like I say, I use primer or whatever, if you can mark it somehow, just so you know exactly where the depth is for those adjusters. Then you'll basically be able to get it out there. For the other side, I only had to take this one out completely. So you undo the bolt, or undo the nut, sorry. And then once you've got the no draft window moved up a little bit, then you can get at this adjuster bolt through here, and you just basically undo it so that it'll come right out after that. So just let that stuff dry for a few minutes and start taking that out. Something to keep in mind is when you pop the no draft regulator out, say you undo the bolts in here, these 3 bolts, and then it just pops out. There's a shim in behind the door panel here, right here. It goes in behind the door panel, and the regulator just sits in there like that. Something to keep of note, there is a screw. There's two screws here. There's the one that's here, and then there's one that you have to lift the weather strip in here, and there's one right back in here on the other side of the no draft. You have to get it. Something else to make note of is that for the most part, you just need a 7/16 socket for most of these nuts and bolts and all. But this one bolt they got up in here is a 1/2 inch, so just something to keep in mind. Weather stripping sticks a little bit up in this corner here, so you just gotta be careful. There's a little plastic tab you can pull out. So yeah, so basically it's easier just to take both adjusters out. So like I said, as I painted got some primer sprayed down here. I know basically where it needs to sit. So for now I'll just put these back in here where they were. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. We're looking at the window, the main window here. So again, there's so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And pretty much all the bolts for the window. So I started on the other side here. Take these 2 bolts out. This is I call it the bottom channel. So we just take these 2 bolts, and then that releases basically the bottom of the window there. There's the bottom channel. You just get that bolted, then you can just slide it out. So there's back channel guide here. So there's 2 bolts on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then that'll let that back guide swing out of the way. Again, it's got an in and out adjuster on here, so it shouldn't move. Usually it shouldn't move, but just got to be careful with it. So you just got to be careful when you're doing this, just to make sure that as you're taking stuff out, the windows kind of stays perched carefully where it is. Basically, there's your back channel right there, and again, so there's that in and out adjuster there. So it shouldn't. This one usually doesn't move. So two other things that have to come out is there's a stop, a window stop. As the window goes up, basically there's a stop arm here at the rear. There's one at the front, and so those have to come out. You have to take these out in order to get the window out of the door. Again, my quick spray a little primer on the spot, and it should basically tell you where exactly you put it back. front one you can kind of see through this hole here. So. Once you got the stops out there, then it's just a matter of is your channel right on the bottom of the window. So you just gotta get it in position where this wheel just pops out the front, and this one, once you got the window in the right position, you just slide out the back there. So. So, just the one other thing to note, so the screw that was hiding in behind the no draft window here, that's the hole for it right there. So it only helps to hold the no draft in with this little piece of trim here. Looks like it's just that gummy sealant was stuffed in here just to seal it this spot right in here. So, but this will clean up and polish up nicely. Just reset that, and then for the whisker trim here, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that hold that in there. And then there's one piece, a little felt piece here, right just underneath the seal here. Notice it comes out. Alright, there we go. There's all our window stuff out. So the only thing in here, of course, is just the inner door handle piece. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, it definitely opens it up. For the most part, these doors are still in really good shape. But they both have practically the same rusty spots on them. So there's just this weird spot right here. Same thing on the other side. This is basically where the water's gotten in the seam here, and just down all around, kind of around the corner and along the bottom there. So I've got another set of doors that are are not too bad. But if I can figure out how to just get the seam part redone here and that, the rest of the door is pretty good shape here. Like I say, this spot here, which wouldn't take too much to just sew in a patch in there, and then another one on this corner here, kind of the same deal, but like I say, with a seam and the way it curves around like that. So I'll just have to do some figuring, and we'll see if we can figure out anyway. But yeah, here we go. Both door windows are out, and so there they are here. So this is the driver's window we just took out, and the passenger window. So on these guys, you can kind of see where this channel piece here just bolts on with 3 bolts. The reason I didn't take it off of here is this is also an adjustment point here. There's kind of a larger round hole in the glass itself, and because the glass is positioned in this piece, I didn't want to disturb it. So, I'll be figuring out a way just to kind of mark this, because I want to clean up the stuff that's just in between the glass and this here, just to get that tidied up and make sure it's clean, and do that on both there. This is that rear. This is just a plastic piece. This is where that big rear guide channel, I call it, goes. So these guides, these plastic pieces, are still in really good shape. So essentially, all we're gonna have to do is do some channel cleaning, get all this stuff cleaned out, scrubbed out, relube all those pieces in there. And then for our window regulators, here, so these wheels here, like I say, these are still intact, which is really good. Kind of see where these are still in good shape. So just some casual cleaning, get them lubed up again. Same thing on this one. This is the passenger door one now. So you can kind of see, get that flipped around. Kind of see. So this one here is kind of taking a bit of a beating. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, if I can get this one wheel replaced. And as I say, all the other wheels are still intact and that, so I might have to do some looking to see if anybody might have something that I can use to replace this piece. But yeah, other than that, we're good to go. And this, so again, this is the no draft window we just took out from the left door. So yeah, I'll be looking into see if I can get all new rubber, and then the window channel itself, the window felts for both the no draft window and that rear guide channel, which is over here. So there's a felt piece in here. There are a couple of felt pieces, I guess, from what I can see in here. But yeah, I have to do some looking, see if there's anything that I can get to replace this in here, because you can kind of see where it's all breaking up and disintegrating in there. So basically, both sides have to do that on both sides. But yeah, there we go. All done. So we'll get all this stuff stored away until such time as we can start looking at putting her back together. So yeah, we'll chat at you on the next one.